Hi, everybody.
Hello and welcome to Sweet. No, I'm not sweet. I'm sassy, shameless, and sick of it. It's been a long day.
You're sweet, shameless, and sick of it. Well, we're both sweet, but we're, sassy, shameless, and sick of it.
I'm more sassy than I am sweet, honey.
No, I'm sassy, you're shameless. No, we're both sassy and shameless.
Hi.
Anyway, here we are.
Here we are.
Yep.
Cheers. Get your drinks.
Let's go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Tonight we're drinking High Noon again. It's a leftover.
Yeah, it's delish. I'm liking it a lot.
I'm a big fan of High Noon.
Yeah, I like that too.
And you know what other ones I love in the can are I had to say it like that. What do you call that?
That did not come out right.
Surf sides. I love the surf sides.
You just said,
Can.
yeah, okay. Let's just move by.
It's so funny.
That was funny.
I know, I'm always funny.
You are. You're hysterical.
I think I'm funny. I crack myself up. I laugh at myself, you know.
That's the thing. As long as we think we're funny and we make ourselves laugh, that's all that matters.
I know.
Really. Anyway, so what's going on?
There's a Kennedy back in the White House.
I am so happy, Kathy.
A Kennedy is back in the White House, and
I love
isn't that
him.
amazing?
I do. I love him. I think he's a wonderful man.
Maha.
Yep.
Maha.
Make America healthy again. Yep.
I'm very excited for this because of all the shit that is in our food. If you go to Europe, they don't have half of the stuff that we have in our foods, in our beauty supply stuff, in all
what
of
about
our
sprayed
stuff.
on the food?
Oh
What about
God,
that?
horrible, horrible, horrible. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that he cleans this up. I mean, even from when my kids were little, like the shit, the colors and the food dyes, it's all shit.
I know. But
Shit.
Why has that been allowed for so long? See, that's
why?
I'm
Because
angry
people
about
are making money. Why? Because the FDA is a joke. Why? Because the FDA gets paid off.
I know.
Why? Because they don't give a fuck about us.
Yeah, I know. It's so sad. It's horrible.
That's why.
It's like the people are bought and paid for. It's like, you're insignificant.
And all these young kids now with all this, what do they have? They have
autism is really, really big right now.
And it's linked to all these.
Well, for so long, there's been a lot of studies, and it depends on who's
and
doing the study.
And the rise of autism is just incredible.
I know.
Incredible.
I know. It's just really.
So
really
I really
crazy.
hope that he was put there for a reason, and I really hope that he does a good job, and may God protect him and keep him safe too, because you know what? Last thing Big Pharma wants is us getting healthy.
Well, there's a lot of companies that produce pesticides, and they're paying enough politicians too, so they could continue to spray their pesticides on food. So that has to go.
Well, there's corruption.
That's
all
gotta
over.
go.
I mean,
yeah, but going back to the autism, like that has skyrocketed now. I mean, totally skyrocketed. I was just looking before. So in 1980, for example, right? 4 single to 10 children had autism. 4 to 10 of them of 10,000. So 4 to 10 in 10,000 children in 1980 had autism. Right?
what is it now? Every year it's gone up. It increases.
That was 1980. And then in 1980, they came out with this new, schedule of vaccination. In the 1980s, they came out with that.
But there's so many vaccines. I mean, here we have these 1-week-old babies, and we take them to the doctors, and we're following these. You're supposed to get this, and shot. And I remember there's like a bunch of shots.
Well, do you know how many actually? When you look it up, you'll see. So a baby going from birth to coming out of childhood, going into adulthood, there's 50 shots. 50.
Yeah, but there could be one appointment where you're taking your brand new newborn,
and
it's getting a couple of shots.
Yeah.
My doctor was a firm believer. She never gave more than 2.
Yeah. So
and I never gave more than, and I was happy with that because I didn't
all
want.
At one time.
She didn't think that it was a good idea to give these shots all at once. And I agreed with her. I had a great pediatrician. She was the most caring, kindest woman ever. I loved her. When she retired, I was so upset I cried.
Well, you have to think about the immune system. So if you're bombarding an immune system, it's going to go the opposite way, right? So every time something comes, it's going to kick off again, and you really, really affect the immune system. And it makes it not work the way that it should work.
Correct.
But going back to autism, so again, 4 to 10 in 1980 in 10,000 children. Then in the 1980s, that's when they came out with the development of the, vaccination schedule. So they wanted kids to get boom, boom, boom. And then by 1990, which is 10 years later, between 2 and 7 per 1,000 children.
Yeah, the numbers have just risen. I mean, if you follow it, it's out there. If you do your homework, if you look, you cannot listen to everything that is fed to you. Like, take this, take that. I don't take a flu shot.
I don't take a flu shot either.
I don't take a flu shot. I was not COVID vaccine. Like, I was not into all those shots.
Yeah. So when you actually research about when you get a flu shot, it actually puts your body
and lowers
your immune system, 100%. So you become more susceptible to catching something else, whether 100%. It be the flu or a different strain of the flu. But a lot of times when you take a flu shot, you're going to get sick right after. And people are like, well, I would have got sick anyway, but it would have been worse.
Yeah, no. I have another amazing doctor too, and I told her, so it was before COVID, and it was like 10 years even before COVID hit. So what are we, 5 years out of COVID, so 15 years ago. I'm like, I don't want the flu shot. And she's like, that's fine. I don't agree with the flu shot all the time. And she's not one to push all.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I have no problem if you don't want to take the flu shot. What I want you to do is build your immunity.
Right, absolutely.
I want
your natural immunity.
Your natural immunity. We're talking vitamin D. I'm like, I take a multivitamin. She's like, that is not enough.
Yeah.
Take your multi. We're going to take this amount of vitamin D. If you take vitamin D, you're going to need vitamin K, so it's absorbed better. And I had a concoction. Like, I wake up to this day, I take vitamins and supplements. It probably takes me a good 10 minutes, but I'd rather be doing that.
And alcohol.
And I wash it down with a high noon, so endorse me, high noon.
But you know what? It's like,
I'd rather take 10 minutes to put vitamins and supplements in my body than 10 minutes to take script medication because I have everything wrong with me.
Well, sometimes, I don't know. I've never been big on medication. I don't.
Certain medications work for certain things. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Right. I've never been big on medication though. And I find that a lot of times, when you meet, if you meet like very, very old people and you talk to them and you ask questions like I do.
They're more naturalists.
You'll say to like, a 94-year-old person, are you okay? Everything good? And they're like, yeah, I'm healthy, And I'm like, do you take any medication? And they're like, nope. And they'll say maybe they have a little brandy once in a while.
Well, do you see on these commercials, they'll say, take this, and then the side effects are like this long, right? And it causes everything else. So they want you to take that.
Well, that's another thing, too. I don't think that should be allowed. I don't know about you, but I don't think they should advertise medication like it's a potato chip.
Well, that's where their money's at, so they don't care.
But you know what? It's very misleading, though. They are made to put all the side effects. Like,
they have to.
You might like shit your pants if you take this or something,
Ozempic.
And then people are still going to take it.
I don't even know how anyone in their...
I know. Well, there's a lot of lawsuits now. There's a lot of lawsuits because it's caused damage to the intestines and damage to the... I don't know why anybody would want to take a chance and do something like that.
I had spoken to my doctor, and my doctor had said... No, well, everybody wants instant gratification right now. Nobody wants to... And believe me, some people do need that medication for diabetes. And some people do need a little bit of help that are obese or really, they try
even
everything.
Diabetes, though, there's certain kinds of diabetes that you get when you're younger, and it's just part of your
genetics,
your biology, and maybe genetic, and you are going to be prone to it. But I think a lot of the diabetes in the United States is just from food, and it's food related, and I think it can be cured, it can be stopped. if you change your diet. And it's been proven. It's
It has been proven.
People know about this, but again, it goes back to instant gratification. So you want to continue your unhealthy diet. So you just take a shot, or you do this, you take a pill, whatever. But
meanwhile, my ass right now is killing me. My fucking legs hurt because I was at Pilates last night, and I'm so sore. My abs are so sore, and I'm that asshole that's on the treadmill all the time.
All right, so that's good though. Makes you feel good, right?
Walking around with my water.
Water's good.
I knocked it over today.
Gotta drink as much water as you can. But I think the whole thing about it is that I think people have been lied to, and that's what makes me mad. You know, people are told by their doctors, a lot of the doctors are just listening to, you know, people, and they don't give you their own opinion. They'll just say, okay, well,
that's why I love my doctor. She gives me her own opinion. She's not, you know, she's pretty. She's so smart. She's so good.
It's great to have a doctor that you can have a relationship like that with, and you trust her.
Oh my God! The last time I had to go to her. So I had to go, and what the hell was I? Oh, what had happened to me? Something with my one leg swelled. Remember out of nowhere?
Yeah, right.
My left leg swelled. Yeah. My calf started swelling up, and it was getting like my whole, out of nowhere, like nowhere. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? So you told me to call, you're like, you have to call your insurance company, has a 24-hour nurse, call the nurse, just run by the nurse.
You didn't want to go to the ER, just
no, I don't want to
you
go
were
to
like
the
this,
ER.
but even though we kind of felt like you should go to the ER.
So when I spoke to the nurse, she's like, you need to go to the ER. I'm like, fuck. She's like, you need to go to the ER to rule out blood clot. I'm like, are you kidding me? She's like, no, you gotta go. So I was like, oh shit, I better go to the ER. So off to the ER I went. So anyway, so I had to do a follow-up with my doctor. Thank God I had no clot. But I had to follow up with my doctor. And I've been going to her so long, and we kind of just, like we're sitting here talking, right? So she was at her desk. I was sitting here. And she's like, well, maybe there's some, I don't know, like, why would that happen? And she's like, all right, just stand up, drop your pants. And I'm like, I wear thongs. Now, you all know. Not all the time. Well, yeah, most of the time.
All the time. I'm sure you do.
I do have granny panties, though.
Do you? I don't have any
so
granny
I'm like,
panties.
You don't want me to go on the table? She's like, no, I'm just going to look. Like, just drop your... So she's literally sitting in the chair. And she says, drop your pants and bend over. I'm like, are you sure you want me to do this? Because to take our relationship to a whole new level, you're going to see me in a way you've never seen me before. And she's like...
She was ready for it.
Yeah, she's like, it's all right. I'm like, my ass is going to be in your face.
She's seen a lot of asses before.
She's like, I'm not looking at your ass. Can you just... So it was pretty funny though. I was so mortified that my ass.
So you didn't think to wear your granny panties when you were going to the doctor?
No, because in a million years I didn't think she was going to tell me to drop my drawers just standing there. I thought she would say, get on the table, give me a robe.
Yeah, right.
Like, let me wrap myself up.
But she's just like, drop him right now.
Yeah, she just sat there like, drop him. And my ass went in her face. I go, my ass is going to be in your face. So embarrassed.
So you mooned her.
So embarrassed. She's seen my fucking ass.
Oh,
there's a full moon out tonight too, baby.
There is a full moon tonight.
Want to see a moon? I got a moon for you.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. But yeah.
Doctors must see a lot though when you think about it. Ugh.
Who would want to be that doctor? I remember another time I was bleeding, not from my vagina. You deal with it, and I don't know why.
Did you have to say that?
Yeah. I love that word, vagina. And there's so many other words too. So my hoo-ha, my vagina, my PLP, we had to go to, and it was coming out a lot.
What's a PLP?
I can't tell you. I'll whisper it in your ear. I don't want everybody to know what mine. So I had to go to the hospital because all this blood was coming out. Not normal. That I know. So they had to examine me. And the doctor and I was so mortified again. And the doctor goes, I feel so bad. It's like I should be buying you a drink before.
The doctor actually said he should be buying you a drink first before he...
It was a woman, and she's like, to break the ice, but I have to... She had to stick her finger in my butt. I said, yeah, you should be buying me a few drinks, for Christ's sakes. Mortified.
At least 2.
Then they sent me home, and I said, please don't send me home, because it hasn't stopped, and I'm just going to end up back here. She's like, no, we're going to send you home. Sure enough, I ended up back there when it was the changing of the doctors, and now I had a mail.
He had to do it again? Oh, no.
Well, they kind of knew, and I kind of told them. I'm like, this is why I said don't send me home. So they tested my blood, and they saw that how much blood that I had lost, and they admitted me. So I had to,
man.
Yeah.
Wow. When was that? A long time ago?
It was exactly when Sandy hit. When I do shit, I do it big. I do it.
Wow. During Sandy?
During Sandy.
Oh,
Sandy was hitting that night.
You just wanted to go there because they had electricity and
no,
we didn't.
the shit went out at Robert Wood. All of a sudden the lights were on, and then whoop, I'm like,
but they have generators and everything.
It took a while for them to kick on. And let me tell you, when they do kick on, there are little lights that are like out in the hallway.
Yeah.
Not everything comes back on. Your TV ain't working. You ain't all lit up. Your lights aren't coming on in the room.
Machinery and everything that they need.
If they need that. Other than that, no.
Oh, wow. I thought you just like faking
No, it was black. And it was so dark. And someone started coming down the hall with, it's kind of creepy, with a flashlight.
Really? A flashlight?
Yeah, till it kicked on, and it was very windy outside. It was crazy. That was the crazy story.
Not very technological, is it? In a hospital, you would think they would have
I guess
something more
she wanted
advanced
to
than a
just
flashlight.
make sure at that point that, is everybody okay? Like, don't, we're waiting for it to kick, generator to kick on. Everybody stay in your rooms. Everybody kind of stay in your bed.
That's so scary, though. Imagine,
it was,
what do they do, like, mid-surgery if the lights go out?
Well, it was nighttime, so... And I guess they were planning for that.
Yeah. That was really scary.
It was really scary. And then nobody could visit me either because nobody could get to me up 18. There was flooding. There were trees down. There was so much damage people had at home.
There was trees down everywhere over here.
And I think 18 was closed. So, yeah, it was an exciting
That was a crazy time. That was so crazy. So, in the house where I used to live, there was no, it was all electric. So, there was no gas. Electric. And there was a septic and a sewer. So for 11 days, there was no running water. There was no electricity. So there was no cooking on the stove.
You're out by your tree?
And there was no running water. No flushable toilet bowls.
You girls get
for 11 days.
So where'd you go? To a local tree? You all picked a tree in the yard?
No, it worked out really good. So a friend of ours had running water. So we would go every day and fill up these giant big buckets. So, and then we would, obviously you could flush the toilet. You just put the water in there and flush it like you normally would. And then by the sink, I had like these antique pitchers. So I would fill them up with hot water every morning so you could wash your hands and do what you had to do. And boil water to take a wash like every day.
How'd you boil if it was all electric?
On my barbecue.
Everybody uses
I had 2 giant propane tanks. And I got to tell you, Kathy, it was pretty good. Yeah,
all the neighbors while I was in the hospital were all outside using the barbecue.
I cooked
every night out on the barbecue.
I made breakfast in the morning, so I had like a metal coffee pot so I could put it on the barbecue. Made coffee in the morning, and on a baking sheet I would do like bacon and eggs on a baking sheet on the barbecue.
Yeah, everybody had it.
And we actually had company for dinner one night. I made a giant big pot of Italian wedding soup, and we actually had company come over and eat with us. It was crazy, but you know what? It was really nice because there was no TV, there was no distractions. It was a little cold, but we did have a fireplace, so we had like a wood burning fire going like 24/7. So it was just very relaxing.
You make do, right?
Yeah, we made do. It was like you do what you have to do, but it was. I did enjoy the lack of distraction though, and at nighttime we slept so good.
Everything was yourself dark. Out all day.
Yeah, everything was dark too, though. It's like there's no lights at all.
Now you know how the Amish
live.
It.
It's
like camping,
I could be Amish.
Not me. I'm always looking somewhere to charge my phone. That's a true story.
I could be partly Amish.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to wear that headscarf, and I'd have to use my curling iron.
There's no electric. There's no curling iron.
Yeah, so maybe not.
No curl. And I don't even think they're allowed to wear makeup.
I like the way that, yes, I know, no. That wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
But I do like the way they live. I like the way they grow their own food and they don't use chemicals and
smart.
live off the land. That's the place to go. So, you know, if any shit goes down, I say we take off and we go to
I'm
Lancaster.
not going to live with
and
the
we
Amish.
find ourselves a couple of Amish guys.
No. This one's not.
I know, but you know what? Like I said, if the shit hit the fan, they know how to take care of things.
I'll find a manly man with a lot of ammo and a gun.
Where are you gonna get your food?
He'll shoot it.
So you're gonna eat deer meat every day?
If I have to. I ain't eating fish.
I know, but the Amish, they've got everything. They've got chickens, they've got
Yeah,
dogs,
they do.
they've got eggs.
So maybe I'll just go drive up there. Oh, I like cheese.
They got cheese. I'm telling you, Amish
They probably make their own wine too. I'm no Amish man.
And they're strong too, because they know how to make things and fix things, and
They sure
I love
do.
that. Manly men.
They're manly. They got nothing else to do. What else are they gonna do? They get up early. They do their job. Man, very.
Yeah.
They're
Physical.
Whether they're on the farm, whether they're building stuff, and then to bed early and to rise early again to do it all over again. There's no TV at night. But then now you see all these like other shows now, and they got cell phones and
they do have cell phones. Yeah, they do have cell phones, but I don't think they
shouldn't have cell phones.
Certain things that they're not allowed to look at. Like a lot of men do, I'm sure.
What? What do they look at?
Well, there's certain things that they don't have. I think they only use it for certain purposes. It's not just for entertainment.
I guess.
Say if they have to order, I don't know, they have to order a new hammer, maybe they can go on Amazon.
Yeah, where do they get that? How do they get that? Well, they keep in their own community too.
Right.
It's probably someone that makes one, probably.
I don't know. I don't think it's such a bad idea. If I could use a curling iron.
I don't know how some of them say. Don't they get to be at 16 and then they're allowed to leave? To see if there was that show. That's how I know. They're allowed to leave, right? And then that's when they make their decision if they want to leave. But I think if you leave, that's it. You're done with the community. No one will talk to you no more. Yeah, I think you're almost shunned. Like if you choose to leave, you're done.
Well, that's like the
but it amazes me how so many of them go back.
Yeah, well, because they're maybe they realize that it's not so bad after all. The whole community thing. But you know who does that?
Yeah, because they get paid. Well, they do have to make money somehow, some way.
The Hasidic community does that though.
Yeah, a lot of
communities. So if they leave,
stick together.
they're shunned and they're never allowed to come back.
So are the Mormons are like that too?
Are they really? Mormons too?
Mormons too. If you do something against the church, the Mormon church, or you choose to leave, you are done.
So they just
you are shunned by your family, your church, if you leave. And the church will tell people not to talk to you.
That's not cool, right? That's not cool at all. So that's the thing though. So when somebody does decide to leave, it's a punishment, obviously, because imagine never ever seeing your family ever again and never seeing your friends ever again, never being allowed to go back. So that's how they dissuade them from leaving, right?
I guess so. I mean, I watched the Housewives of Salt Lake City, so
are they Mormons?
Some of them are Mormon, but some of them have been kicked out or left because who had an affair, who they're not supposed to, Mormons aren't even supposed to drink. So sometimes no alcohol at all.
Right. So is it okay for them to have a TV show though? The rest of the community is okay with that?
No, that's kind of how they're shunned. But unless they live a clean life and they are not drinking and they're not acting up or, some of those housewives, they're screaming and all they do sometimes on Salt Lake is fight. But but I guess if they're still in the church and their kids are in the church and they only speak about their church, I guess in a good way, and their kids are going when they get to, I don't know if it's 16 again or boys, though they go on a mission. The kids are sent on a mission for like a year.
What kind of mission?
They send them to, it depends. You get notified from the church of where you're going to serve and where you're going.
How long do they have to go for?
Sometimes they're gone. It's like a year. They're gone.
But
I think that's like a big thing. Yeah, like you go with the.
So is it like in service though? Are they?
It's in service.
All right, that's good.
They're volunteering and they're doing whatever it is that they're doing, and they take them on a mission. And that's like a big thing though. Like to get their letter, to just like I see some people. I work for a company that is Mormon owned, and I noticed that. When I guess the son was turning, they had a party because he read from the letter where he was, like, it was a big deal to get that letter and to find out, I guess, where he was being sent for the year.
Wow, so interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty.
I love that. So they go away from the parents and they become, they mature in their own way, doing service for other people. I love that.
Yeah, whether they're, and I guess that's a big cultural thing for them.
I think we should all do that.
Like here, we only make our confirmations and we call it a day.
But most kids too, a lot of kids. There's a lot of kids that are very community orientated and they like to be helpful and everything. But there's so many kids, especially, I hate to say it, American kids, they're so spoiled.
Everybody's
spoiled. And all they think about is themselves and they don't see anybody else. Well, even look at these
kids. I mean, their moms are on, and they all have money. I mean, let's face it. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, do you ever go to Utah or Salt Lake City? It's a lot of money.
Oh, they do?
A lot of money. So these people have tons of money already. Even our bosses from our company, they had big houses, lots of money. But I think too, they kind of support each other. They support people in their community, in their church.
I like that.
They have very big families too, Mormons. But no alcohol. Like when we have family. So work things. It's strictly
there's no alcohol at all.
Mormons are not allowed to drink. Period. So even on one of the episodes, one of the girls was drinking wine. She's like, "How dare you bring wine to my house when you know I'm a Mormon?" I don't know. But if they do something wrong, they are shunned. They're shunned.
I don't like that idea. But I love the idea of somebody going away for a while, to get to a certain age.
Whether they go to build homes for people or...
Yeah, let them see a different side of the world and, especially in service for other people. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think it's kind of cool. Yep. I went to the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Did you?
I did. It's a big, beautiful church. And they control pretty much everything in Utah, which I didn't even realize. And they do control everything down to like the police. That's why Utah has very strict...
What do you mean they control the police?
Everything. They control
So they pay for everything?
I'm sure they somehow do. It's influence. Whether they're all mostly Mormon. Well, you probably have mostly Mormons in Utah. But that's why they have very strict liquor laws and drinking laws in Utah, because most of them don't drink.
I don't know much about the Mormon way of life.
Right. Well, neither do I. But when I go out there and Utah is a beautiful state, and I love going out, and I loved going to Salt Lake City, and I loved Park City, Utah. When you go, that's when I started like asking questions. And I wanted to go see the Church of Latter-day Saints. I actually wanted to try out for their Paranakal choir.
Did you? You go, girl. You go.
They wouldn't let me.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. But we did go see the church. It was beautiful. Like, it's gorgeous. And everyone's like... So we did that. And then I remember where we were in our hotel. Like, if you ordered this and a shot, like here, you would get that and a shot.
Right.
You can't do that in Utah.
What do you mean?
You're not allowed 2 drinks, or you're not allowed a shot and a drink.
Oh.
You cannot have 2 drinks on the bar. You can't have a shot and this. You would have to finish this and maybe then get a shot. You can't. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Strange.
And actually, our waitress that worked there, she came from a little town, and she actually left, and she was shunned. Yeah.
Wow. So. Shunned with your community or with your family
as
well?
Yeah, your family
So it's like
you too.
the Hasidic community. They do the same thing.
That I keep going back to the Housewives of
That's
Salt
rough.
Lake City because I like them, and I really like Heather. She was shunned because she wanted a divorce. Like her, whatever was going on in her marriage, she wanted the divorce, or it just wasn't working out, so she got divorced. And then she wrote a book. She does drink. She started dating.
Yeah,
That was it. She was done. It was a wrap.
shunned.
It was a wrap. It was a wrap for her. But she just wrote her second book. So I read the first one. I want to read I want to read her second one. I like Heather. I like the Housewives. You don't watch any of that?
I never watched it.
That's
No,
my
I'm
guilty
not big on
pleasure.
TV.
I'm not big on TV.
No.
Once in a while, I like to. I'll watch that. It's just like. I know it's stupid TV. I know it's an hour I'll never get back.
Yeah, but you know what?
Sometimes it's funny, and sometimes I like them. I like the Salt Lake girls because
For
then I like to see
relaxation.
where they are too, and I'm like, ooh, was I there? Like, it's really cool. Or when they went to Park City, Utah, I'm like, ooh, I love just the town. It's just, and I just love it there.
I was never there.
So beautiful.
It looks really nice though. So
Yeah,
pictures.
it's beautiful. So I actually got to finish that series. I don't even know if it's over yet. I think it was because they were doing the reunions, and that's when all the trashy stuff comes out when they're sitting with Andy Cohen.
Oh, I know who
I
he
like
is.
Andy.
Yeah.
I met him, you know.
Yeah. Did you?
I did. I was
he
in the
pleasant?
city. He was just like Andy is. So we were in the city, and I don't know what street we were on, but we were in a building where, what was in there? XM radio maybe, or XM Sirius
Okay.
FM.
Yeah. Okay.
And my kids were wanted to wait outside, of course, for some boy band. I think we were at Good Morning, like the Today Show in the morning where bands play. And then I think they went to do an interview there. I think it was one of the bands. So all the kids were standing like in the front waiting for people to come in and out. I was on the side of the building just sitting, probably on my phone. And I heard a voice. So he goes, excuse me, why are there so many girls out front? Do you know who they're waiting for? And I went, oh, I turned around because I knew his voice. I go, Andy Cohen. Oh my God, I love you. Can we take a picture?
Is he little?
No, he's about my height.
Okay. Why did I think
no,
he
he's
was
about my
little?
height, a little taller.
Okay.
He was like, yeah, sure, we'll take a picture. I like Andy. Andy, you need to have us on or we'll have you on. Mazel. I love Andy. He's fun. I like his show. But I love the Housewives, so that's my guilty pleasure.
You gotta have one.
Yeah, and I was away, and I was sitting there watching it, and I have, even sometimes my friends are like, how do you even watch this crap? Like, you really watch this? I'm like, I really watch this.
You gotta have one.
I like
There's
it.
gotta be one thing.
Yeah,
you
but then
like
I
to
watched Salt Lake City, and then I watched, of course, Jersey, which I don't even think is coming back on.
Oh, there is one show I like. I like I like Hoarders. You ever
That
watch
show gives me
Hoarders?
fucking anxiety. I can't watch that
I like
show.
it. I like it. I don't know. I'm like fascinated by these people. You know, it's like you go into, you know, the camera goes into the house and the house is filled from the floor to
I've
the
seen it.
ceiling.
It gives me anxiety
with
so bad.
Garbage.
I'm like, I can't even watch this.
But I like to watch them, so I watch quite a few of them, and you just feel bad because there's always a story behind it. You know, there's a reason why these people do this. It's, you know, they have like a mental, emotional issue. But there was one, and I never ever laugh at these stories because it's sad and it's touching. But there was one where I just couldn't help it. So there was this one house that they had gone into, and it was so bad, floor to ceiling, covered, garbage everywhere, right? So they hire a company to come and empty out the house. So they're emptying out the house, and they've got all these big containers, and they're throwing everything in there. So layer by layer, they're getting there, you know? So they get to the bottom.
What did they find? I don't even want to know. A body?
They found the grandfather.
He was dead there? Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God. So
no one smelled that?
They said that he'd gone missing. He went out and he never came back like 7 or 8 years ago.
There's no way.
And they find him under that garbage.
There's no way. He would smell, he would decompose, he would rot.
Kathy, you're dealing with a house that's filled from the floor to the ceiling with garbage. You think that don't smell?
Ugh.
that house must have stunk.
I got shit.
So,
I just
a
get
rotting
crazy
body.
with myself. When I come in my room, my dresser, I always put things down. And before you know it, the top of my dresser has all this stuff piled up, and it's like Jenga. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Do I put everything on top of the dresser? I can't.
I get I don't know.
Like, I want to get rid of my long dresser. I want to get another dresser that just goes up.
I have to have everything neat. Otherwise, I don't know. I like organization. I like to have everything neat. I like a place for everything. I don't have OCD at all. But I do like everything neat.
Sometimes
otherwise I get like nervous. I don't know. It makes me nervous.
It does make me nervous.
It does, right?
And there's times where I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, it drives me nuts. But there's times where I let it get to a point before I actually
and then
clean
you just
it.
get in there and you do the whole thing.
Because then, and I really need a new dresser. I just think it would give me, if I got a regular dresser like this, I wouldn't have a long space to put anything on. And my dresser now, some of the drawers aren't closing in and out right.
Oh, no.
So it's a pain. And it's not, so then instead of wrestling with the drawer, I'll like lay it on top or something like that. So I'd rather just get another dresser.
I find that when everything is in order, your mind is in order. You know, if everything is messy, your mind is messy.
And then I'm not tripping over something.
No.
On the way to the door.
There's got to be a little place for everything.
My room needs your help then.
I'll come over, I'll help you. I'm very good at organizing. I am. I could organize
I was trying to declutter myself, but then I make piles, and then I still never get rid of them.
All right, I got to come over, girl. I'll help you.
That's another whole episode we'll have to talk about.
We'll get you all sorted. I'm so good at stuff like that.
Yeah, so.
But I'll throw everything out, though.
Yeah, see,
you know, it's like if you have a lot of stuff and you're like, all right, Kathy, when was the last time you used this? Oh, about 5 years ago. Gone. I'll do that. But you'll be so much better off. Everything will be neat.
I know, and it's not like I have a great big house or a great big room.
So let's make a date. I'll come over.
That's why I think if I got rid of, a long dresser, if I got a dresser that went like this, a real nice dresser.
With nice deep drawers in it.
Deep drawers. Yeah. And then I could put like a nice long, I love those length mirrors. I love them. I could put one there.
Like mine. Yeah. You need a big.
Yeah.
Big
I
tall
could move
mirror.
my treadmill over.
I'll come over.
Not the foot of my bed.
We'll get you sorted.
It's gonna take a long time to get me sorted.
No, I'll get you sorted. Don't you worry about it. One afternoon we'll get you sorted.
Just gonna get me sorted. You heard it here first.
You have a brand new room.
Yay! I want a brand new place to live.
One step at a time, Kathy. One step at a time.
New.
No.
Peace and quiet.
Yeah.
Woosah.
But it's true. It's like if you have a tidy space, your mind is tidy. Think about it like that. You know, it causes stress and confusion if you're living in a messy environment.
But even in my mess, I make my mess organized. Like even if I make piles, I have my piles. Yeah. Like if that's like just pajamas or this is just paperwork for that. But if you had a nice place
where just every drawer you have your pajama drawer.
That's my issue because the drawers. I'm like I have my bra drawer, my underwear drawer. I do. Yeah. But it's the other drawer that's causing me the issue right now. All right.
So we'll work on that.
I'm not gonna wrestle.
We'll take care of it.
I don't wrestle with the drawers. I'm not. Oh, guys, I can't even tell you how much my legs hurt right now.
My spine is killing me. I'm telling you right now, I feel that
she went for a crazy massage.
Yeah. When I wake up tomorrow, I think I'm going to have like a lot of bruising. That's how much it hurts.
Please take pictures so we can post it.
It's like all down my back and my spine and my hip bones.
Because she's not professional.
Well, she was pretty professional. But
she's not professional. She's on your back. She probably has no massage training.
Yeah, but that's how they do it, though.
No, they don't. They do. I've gone for professional massages. No one has gotten on my back yet.
In Japan. She was Japanese.
We're not in Japan.
She was like a little monkey. She climbed right up on my back.
She's not a monkey either.
But I felt good afterwards. But I'm definitely a little sore.
All right.
We'll see how I feel tomorrow.
All right.
So
that's it. I guess we'll call it a wrap. We'll wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Hide your Oreos. RFK is back in the house. I'm going to have to hide my junk food.
Get my diabetes.
Woohoo! Can't wait.
It's exciting.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to a healthy life.
All right. Have a good night. Bye.